Y'all ain't finished. Y'all ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hence Todd.
Welcome back to Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. I am your host, Nick Athan and Roast T, along with Mr. Hence Todd, producer extraordinaire with our partnership with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday, 1 o'clock on his YouTube channel. You can also find that on Chiefs Blitz. Gentlemen, here we are. It's Friday. The Chiefs do not play this weekend, and we're going to kind of take a look at some of the big questions of the week. We're going to do another factor cap, and then we will commence with the Nick Athan roast. I dressed up. I put a polo shirt on today, so there you go. Doing my best here. This may be my last show. Well, just depends on how it all goes. But until then, let's bring in our corporate sponsors who make the wheels turn on the Four Guys in a Bar podcast presented by Chiefs Blitz. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Eric Haynes. You can go to his website, just click on the link, go to cheeseblitz.com. You can find all his stuff there as well. And he's got a lot of listings available right now. Hey, interest rates are coming down. It's election year. Feds are going to lower the rates again. It's a good time to start looking and start planning for what you might be able to buy later this year, or early next year. So give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That's right. Another proud sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for a better health insurance option, there's nobody that understands it better than she does. Whether you're looking for a private option or an ACA option, she can take care of you both. She can analyze your current situation, see if your deductible is too high, see if your coverages can be better. And she's got access to a nationwide PPO network through United Healthcare. So if you want something different, give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily. Nikki loves Emily.
I do. And I did. Yes. And we got a new sponsor. Roll tape, Mr. Todd.
Big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right, Resell Electronics. If you're looking for anything in the electronical world, this is your one-stop shop. They got 2 great locations in Independence, Missouri. Give them a call today at 816-886-7285 or check out their website, www.resellelectronics.com.
There it is. As you see Dre at the bottom of the screen.
Dre's the bottom. Dre's working today, but I understand he's sending a message.
The Dre vibe is there.
The vibe is there.
That's ice cold right there.
Yeah, we don't want to feel. We don't want him to be left out because he had to work today. It's all good. You know, he's got a day job.
Yeah.
So we all do something during the day.
It's happy hour. Come on.
It is happy hour. It's happy hour in the bar. It's 5 o'clock, 5:15 Central Time. A little late start today, getting a few things set up for today's show. But nonetheless, gentlemen, how you doing, Hanson Lou?
No, we are ready today, man. Skewers and charcoal. Hope you brought your marshmallows. The flames will be flying. It's today. It's today.
This has been the creation of Mango to do a roast about me. I did reach out to a lot of people, and I got this. Well, I can't say anything bad about you. So I said, we'll try really hard. And anyway, so I don't know what's coming up. We're going to do the roast at the end of the show.
They really have to try that hard.
Well, apparently so. I'm a good guy. You know, what can I say? I'm honest. I'm loyal. I'm a good friend to people. I'm a family guy,
Yes, sir.
and a massive Chiefs fan.
Legend in his own mind, folks.
I am a legend in my own mind. And hey, before we get started, I want to say something about the guys across the street in the parking lot of Arrowhead, the Kansas City Royals. Listen, 106 losses last year, got to the second round in the postseason, beat Baltimore 2 straight, split 2 with the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, came home to Kansas City, and just not enough hitting. The Yankees pitching was phenomenal, and they're the better team, and they won. But Royals baseball, I think, is here to stay. I think they're going to have a great offseason. But, props to them for bringing baseball excitement. I tell you, watching Royals Stadium jam-packed full for 2 straight nights was something that, obviously I haven't experienced as a 2015 World Series team. But it was amazing. It was great to watch. And props to those guys and the manager and John Sherman, the owner. They brought baseball back full circle. And I think that's a good story to have them playing meaningful baseball when the Chiefs are playing. So there you go.
Small market teams. Let's go.
Yep. So props to them. Great season. On to 2025. Spend a lot of money in the offseason and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Get Juan Soto. I don't care what it costs. Just get him on your team.
But it was a great, I got to watch him in person, being a photographer and stuff. And I was rooting for this team, and to see him go down like that, one or two. But I know, Bobby, he stayed out, watched the whole celebration. They let you know how determined he wants to get there next year. So if the Royals are serious, don't let Bobby Roy Jr. talent go to waste by the wayside. Build around him. Get more players here in KC because that's a heck of talent to be building around. So I can't wait to see what they do next year.
Yeah, there are a couple of the Yankees were pretty outside of the third baseman. The Yankees were really classy in how they spoke about the Royals. And Stanton came over, to console Bobby Witt, who's out there by himself in the dugout. I thought that was a pretty big class move by him. I thought the organization spoke well for the most part of the Royals, and they have to feel somewhat fortunate because I think if the Royals had brought their bats, they would have definitely won the series. But they didn't. It's a lesson learned. It's like 2014. Get ready for 2025 because I think the Royals will be able to compete for World Series if they spend their money properly.
Yeah. So speaking about spending your money properly, we have a lot of people are asking about the Chiefs. Or the Chiefs are in need of another wide receiver after the night, the Monday night game. I don't think, I don't know for sure because Juju is everybody. A lot of people forgetting is Juju is younger than some of these receivers that everybody asking for. He's only 26, 27.
27, maybe.
Yeah. He's still young. Avante Adams is 31, 30. Cooper is 30. I think, all these other guys are, on top of the line, but it's one guy that I think that a lot of people ain't talking about. I know I'll probably get some heat in the chats and stuff, but Mr. George Pickens, man. Hey, if I had to choose to pick one of these receivers, if the Chiefs needed another receiver, hey, I would go young and I would like the dog and the kid. I know some people say the incidents on the sidelines in the locker room, but I think all that would probably change. Him getting around Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, this coaching staff, and this media team, or the guys that prep everybody for the press conferences and everything. What's the pros and cons about him, Luke?
Well, Pickens, the pros, obviously. I mean, he's a big dude. He's really fast, really talented, and I don't know that we've seen the best of him yet. So there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good there. The cons are that if he's not getting the ball, if things aren't going quite the way he likes, he gets very emotional about it. Now, you can call it, being competitive. You can call it, he just wants to help the team. So get him the ball as much as possible. So you have to manage him, right? And I got to believe that Tomlin does as good a job as anybody managing egos on his team. And if he can't kind of play there or just kind of do what is required of him there, what makes you think that, going to Kansas City, all of a sudden he's going to kind of change his outlook about things and not want the ball on every play or whenever his number is dialed up? Because no matter if they were to bring somebody in, they're always going to be either like a number 2 or a number 3 option. And you have to basically be settled to that before you come in, because Travis is always going to be number 1. I don't care how old he is, what everybody thinks, he's going to be the number 1 guy, right? And they're developing Xavier Worthy. You've got the other tight ends that are kind of budding players, budding stars. So that's the thing about Pickens. And I find it hard to believe that the Steelers would trade him if he were available, because they were trying to make trades earlier for Brandon Ayuk and some others, and they did not want George Pickens being part of that package. So I just think that would be a very difficult one. The Steelers would want a lot in return, and I just can't see them walking away from a young player like that.
Yeah, I would be hard pressed to see that Mike Tomlin would help the Chiefs with a player of that caliber. Now, I mean, yes, the upside is incredible. The downside is, do they need that, or do they want that in the locker room? Now, fortunately, when you're back-to-back Super Bowl champion, you have the ability to say, hey, fall in line. This is exactly what you need to do. This is what we expect. Even if this was a remote possibility, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce would be on the phone with him before any deal's done and said, hey, do you understand the opportunity here? Do you understand what needs to be done? Do you understand how you need to act? And then they have to decide if he fits. Now, I think the Chiefs are going to go younger receiver, with the exception of one of the guys we'll talk about in one of the slides coming up, which I just got a little intel on. But I think that I love Pickens. I don't like his attitude. If he's a me guy, he doesn't fit this team. Is he the kind of guy who'd be excited if Worthy has an 80-yard pass and go down there like Juju and Travis do and pat him on the back and say, great job, and have smiles and be proud? I don't know. And that's the big question for me.
Yeah. I'm a George Pickens guy. I like the attitude that he brings to the field. A lot of people say he's a diva. A lot of people say he's this. A lot of people say that. But if you look at his career, man, he had Pickens as his quarterback. Now he got another quarterback he's dealing with. You know what I mean? He didn't have a great start to it. It's not a fairly system that he's in. They run first. They're a heavy defensive team. If I'm Brett, I'm got to go out to George Pickens besides the other guys that's on this list. But looking at it, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't like his attitude. They say he's this, they say he's that. But for me, I would say yes. But a lot of people also out there want Dante Johnson. What do you guys think about him, Nick?
Kind of the same thing. He's had some too. Now the Chiefs have tried to trade for him twice. Didn't happen again. Pittsburgh wouldn't deal him to Kansas City. He's languishing in Carolina. They have virtually no quarterback. I think that they have to make some sort. I think the Chiefs will make a trade. Now, he fits the scheme. He fits the offense, but he's a one-year rental. Do the Chiefs want a one-year rental? That's the big question. I think if they're going to kind of roll the dice like they did with Kadarius Toney, unless the guy I want him to get, is available. But at the end of the day, he's a good fit. He's 28, 29, something like that.
He hasn't been in the league that long.
At 27, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, he's a plug and play wide receiver who probably is capable of picking up this offense relatively quickly.
Yeah, another ex-Steeler. I don't know about the attitude with him. I think he seems fine. I think the big thing with him is I would want to find out from the Steelers why they traded him. right? I mean, try to get some idea as to what the thoughts were there. And I'm sure in talking to other GMs around the league, I'm sure Brett Veach knows exactly why they traded him. And if they're good with that, then perhaps, and again, this would, any one of these moves, especially with a younger guy, one, if they really want him, they're going to want to extend him, especially if they are young.
Yep.
That would kind of signal to me that Hollywood Brown wouldn't be returning.
That's the other question.
Next year.
Yeah. And we don't know this.
So I don't think they want to go out on a limb and have like 3 young receivers that they're going to have to pay big money because, God willing, Rashid comes back to full health, right? And if plans go the way they're expecting, that he's going to be one of their guys, right? Going forward.
Right.
Worthy, I would think they want to be one of their guys going forward. So now they bring in another young guy that they're going to pay. I think Hollywood then is the odd man out. So there's some decisions that have to be made, especially if it's a long-term thing.
Right.
The older guys, if it's just for the year to kind of get the Chiefs through, the chance at the three-peat, then you're talking a whole different set of circumstances. But I think Deontay Johnson would be great. I mean, he's been nothing but productive. He was really productive with Pittsburgh, even when Pickens was there. He had a couple of years, like 1 year where he didn't score a touchdown the entire season. I mean, it was this weird streak, but he was catching like 80, 90 balls a year. So I think just from that perspective, he is a productive player. He's young. And I don't know that he ever was somebody that kind of piped up and was, kind of a problem. I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything like that about him.
Yeah. I think if, like I said, if I had to choose between, all these guys, everybody that's throwing out there, if George Pickens is available, that's who I go with because the contract, because you got to pay Trey Smith, you got to pay, maybe you got to pay Isaiah Pacheco, and you got, McDuffie's contract gonna be coming up.
They ain't gonna pay Isaiah Pacheco.
I know that. I'm just saying, like if you had to choose, but again, it's Tyreek Hill's out here posting stuff on his Snapchat, saying stuff on Twitter. What's you guys take on him? Well, you think his pros and cons coming back to Kansas City?
All of the pros and cons are out there. They're obvious, whatever. Okay, so that's not the point. The point here is Tyreek is just become a master of manipulating the media, manipulating fans in Kansas City, in Miami. I think he is happier than happy can be being in Miami and being Tyreek Hill in Miami. Now, the Tua situation, that's, is to be determined. We don't know what's happening there. Are they going to get a quarterback in there that's going to be able to get him the ball and be able to be Tyreek Hill? I don't see any circumstance where he was to come back here. Or when I say here, I mean Kansas, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But the pros, I mean, he's the best receiver in the league. He's the most dangerous player in the league still. The cons are, he is him, right? I mean, it's just you know what he is and you know what you sign up for. And I think in most cases the pros do outweigh the cons. But again, for what he's already been paid, the length of time that's on that deal and everything else, and Miami's asking price would probably be through the roof, more than probably they gave up for him. So for that perspective, from that side, I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think the only way that this happens is if he and his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, orchestrate the media, the manipulation of words, make it uncomfortable for him to stay in Miami. It's clear to me, and I know Nick Wright had a segment on this week on his show.
I thought you was
what's that? No.
I thought she was Nick Wright.
Nick Wright and I went to same school together, high school. So Barstow High School in Kansas City. Props to the Knights.
So much younger than you, Nick.
He is much younger than me. He was a different. We're different ages.
Yeah. Well, when you say you went to high school together,
we went to the same high school
at different times, like 20 years apart, 30 years apart.
I don't know for that. I don't think we're 30 years apart.
The roast has begun. Sorry.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What was I thinking? All right. With Tyreek Hill, listen. he seems to think he wants to come back. I know he wants to come back. I'm 100% convinced. You don't post all that stuff on social media if it's not something where you're going to say, well, I'm just doing this to, just to stir up the fans. He's got a game to prepare for this week, right?
So
why in the hell is he posting this
Tyreek
stuff?
That's just him.
I understand that, but I think there's something behind it. I think if they cut him after this year and they're willing to eat the salary cap,
why would they do that though?
Because they don't have a quarterback, Lou.
But you're going to eat all that money. Hey,
it doesn't matter.
They will get somebody. Okay, if it's not this season, they will get one next year.
Who?
I could see now again this is
who's going to want to play for that head coach.
This is really a bit tangential, but who would fit that offense better than Bryce Young right now?
Well, he'd be terrible.
No, I think he would be perfect for that offense.
He's not an NFL quarterback. Sorry.
He would be perfect for that offense. People were saying the same thing about Tua before McDaniel got there. And basically size obviously is not an issue. The only issue with Tua is the concussions. And I think Bryce Young was a much better prospect coming out.
I think so too. That's not what they need. They need a in the pocket passer who can survey the field. They need to change their offense and utilize the strength of these wide receivers, and they're not doing that.
They have one of the best offenses in the league when they're all healthy.
I understand that. I just don't.
Why do they need to change it?
I think they just need to get a veteran presence. They should have signed Ryan Tannehill, thrown him out there, and he probably would have got him in the postseason. That's what I think.
All right,
I think that would have already happened. I mean, Tannehill.
No, it's not going to happen.
He's 35 or whatever. He's already been to Miami. Maybe there's just some bad blood there, and wasn't a good fit for him, because who wouldn't want to take over that offense? Yeah, if you had the opportunity.
The Dolphins are all flash. They don't win in the postseason. Tua experiment it's failing. Yeah, he puts up some good numbers, but for the most part, he can't play in cold weather, and that's proven. And he's not the guy that's going to make those kind of plays when you're down 7 or 14 points in a one-game winner take all. And, I think when we talk about the quarterbacks in the NFL, there are very few teams that understand that the quarterback has to be your best player, and he has to be a guy who can distribute the offense. And you have to have a guy who can.
All 32 teams are very aware that that's what you need.
But you know what?
It's very difficult to find that guy.
That's the problem. It's a square peg in a round hole mentality. And that's what Miami is. And for a guy like Tyreek Hill, who cares about stats, who cares about numbers, has defended to and knows he's not as good a quarterback as Patrick Mahomes. If he can get out of Miami and go back to a winner in Kansas City, he will do it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen this year or next year or the year after, but I do think, Tyreek will probably come back to Kansas City at some point if the Chiefs want that. But I liked Bryce Young coming out of college. I didn't think he was the best quarterback. I just think that offense might be a better fit for him. He certainly would have better coaching and more weapons, but I just don't think he's that guy. And I think the offensive style that they're trying to run, that McDaniel's trying to run, is just, it's not sustainable because of the amount of work and running and pocket ability that the quarterback has to maintain to decipher which of my great targets am I going to throw to on every play. And I don't think either of those quarterbacks are a good fit.
Well, the way I see it is the offense is predicated on the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
Correct.
Quick reads and so forth. And then I would say 50-60% of it is running the ball. This is pretty much just he's tailored that Shanahan system to incorporate 3 of the fastest wide receivers in football, and then also some fast running backs. So again, that's kind of off topic, but I truly believe that if Bryce Young is the prospect everybody thought he was coming in, I think anybody that goes to Carolina or the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns is almost doomed from the start.
Yeah.
That he gets in a position like that. If McDaniel, what he did with and for Tua, he can kind of replicate that. I think Bryce Young's got every bit the tools that Tua has. So again, from a Tyreek perspective, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he just sits back and laughs and looks at all the comments and says,
right,
thank you very much.
It would be tough for the Chiefs to bring back that and what would follow thereafter. That's just
the money too. I mean, he'd have to do a lot of money.
Everything,
yeah.
So with that said, let's hear what Coach Dre had. What you had to say about it, Coach?
Check out the big brain on Brad.
He ain't got nothing to say. So let's go to the next.
OBJ 710 nonsense.
Yeah, he may play this weekend. Who knows?
Well, let's get into the last one. I ain't into a lot more, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish this guy. We got a lot more to go to. The special mentions.
Somehow, again, how does Jalen Hyatt get his name involved with guys like guys
available
that have made Pro Bowls, that have been number one receivers and done really well? First round draft picks. I mean, these guys. I mean, how Jalen Hyatt gets his name lumped in with those guys is just more fodder
to have an A, B, and C.
The Nico Mafia and all this stuff that's just concocted. What are we doing?
Hey, listen, to have an A, B, you got to have a C too. So
but that's like a D, E, or F. I mean, no.
Well, we already threw up a bunch of names, so it's all good. Hey, listen, he's available. That's the bottom line. He's available.
No, he's not. We don't know that.
Yes, he is.
But again, he got Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Jalen Hyatt. The Darius Slayton and some more guys that's out there that could be on the trading block. But like I say, but you got if you look at all these Amari Coopers, D Hop, and everybody else, the older guys that we talked about earlier, Juju Smith-Schuster is still younger than him. You know what I mean? And he already fit the scheme that they were already trying to looking for. But that's why I say that you bring in a Jalen Hyatt or George Pickens, that's somebody that ain't gonna cause up a lot of contract. Then somebody that you got to pay next year because they just come in on a 1-year deal and they're going to be a free agent next year.
You bring in somebody that you have to develop. Why the hell not just wait till next year's draft?
It doesn't do you any good. You got to have a vet.
What about George Pickens? So George Pickens, you got to develop.
I don't think he's necessarily. I mean, he's been in the league for a few years and started games, and he's been. I don't want to say like fairly productive, right? So I could see him again if they straightened out all the personal stuff and they were good with everything, and then also decided that Hollywood, if you come back and play in the playoffs, great, but next year non-starter. We've got all these guys all these wide receivers that we're paying.
Yeah, and
not Pickens right away. I mean, eventually he's going to 50-year option, all the other stuff happening there.
Well, I think for me, I mean, this is what I've been hearing, and there's been a little bit more talk about potentially DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs, sending him back that 3rd-round pick. I think he's a guy you put in there. He can fill any role. He'll work well with Juju. He'll work great with Travis. He'll work great with Xavier.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's a pro.
He's a winner. He's just a pro. He hasn't had a quarterback of this caliber, to throw to receive passes from. And I think he would welcome the chance to come to Kansas City. I mean, the Titans aren't going anywhere this season. They had a meaningless win, last week. They played really good on their Thursday night game. But, that franchise isn't going anywhere. They don't have the offense. The defense is not good enough. To me, if I'm his agent, this is the place I want my client to go. If I don't know his contract situation, I think he's got a year left.
Now, if we were to believe that when he was available, the Chiefs tried to bring him in when they ended up signing Juju, is he the type of guy that's like still offended at perhaps what they may have offered him?
Yeah, it wasn't close.
That it was low ball and not, really not worthy of even his time to talk about.
Yeah, he wanted a guarantee
because of what he's done in the past.
Correct. He wanted a 2-3 year guarantee.
So again, there's that to overcome too, in terms of him saying, kind of eating crow and say, okay, I'll take this, whatever. But he has a contract as well. Because
do you want the bling? Do you want the bling or not? I mean, you're going to sit here and go your career. If I'm a player of that talent, and I go to my agent and say, listen, I want a ring, find a way to get me to Kansas City, If I have to take a pay cut, fine. Or let's do a new contract and maybe I can play this year and next year. The more fits in with the Chiefs, I've made my money. He's made a lot of money in the National Football League, and people were surprised that the Titans offered him as much as they did. It was a shock to a lot of people, and he held out, and his agent did a good job of convincing him. But to me, of all the receivers available, and the one name that I keep hearing that's starting to gain a little bit more momentum is DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. I want to agree with that because he's an older guy, and I would go younger. You know what I mean? If it was
I would too.
But you know what I mean, because that's a lot of money to put on the books with Amari Cooper and everybody else. So if I had to choose, so let's get right into our sponsors. Then we get in the queue. Then we're gonna get this roast under the radar.
Let's do it. All right. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. And next up is my amazing, incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for a new health insurance plan, whether that be a private plan or an ACA government plan, she is the one-stop source for deciphering what the best option is for you individually or for your family. So call her today at 913-215-9086 to get a free quote and let her analyze your current situation to see if she can find you a plan that's less expensive with a lower deductible and a reaching plan that includes access to a nationwide PPO network.
Emily.
He loves Emily.
He does.
Nikki loves Emily.
And we got a new sponsor. Roll the tape.
Buy a cell phone at Resell Electronics and save up to 25%. Our phones are pre-owned and in great condition. We carry top brands like iPhones and Samsung. Sell us your old phone and we'll offer you cash on the spot. Resell Electronics in Independence.
If you're looking to cash out of some of your electronics, you got one place to go and only one place in the greater Kansas City area, and that is Resell Electronics over on 1214 South Nolan Road. They got 2 locations in Independence. So whether you're looking for a cell phone, tablet, laptop, game consoles, TVs, anything home audio, anything electronic, they even got some old gaming consoles. Might have to check a couple of those out just for the nostalgia part of it. So give them a call at 816-886-7285 or visit their website at www.resellelectronics.com.
Resell.
And let's get right into it. We got the cube that's up, and we're gonna get into these game picks. Then we're gonna go into Lou's take of be roasted dick of that.
Oh gosh, there we go.
So with that said, man, let's go to get into it. We got we had a lot of picks that happened. A lot of people didn't believe in the cube, and the cube has been performing very well. So let's get right into it.
All right.
So today we got a lot of people on a bye week. As you can see, you got the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Vikings, the 2 teams that's still undefeated. Looking at these matchups, we already see the Chicago Bears played. I mean, not the Chicago Bears, but the game last night.
The Seahawks and the 49ers.
It's a big game that's coming up against the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders. Now, will the cube fix this, or will the cube confuse this game, or will the cube break this game? I'm going to go with the cube. It's going to break the Baltimore Ravens, and the Washington Commanders will win this game. What you got to say about that, Nick?
I'm going with the Washington Commanders right now. I think they're the better football team overall. I think they're hot right now. I think this is a real test for them to gauge if they can go up against a really big boy opponent. Anytime an NFC team can take out an AFC team that's in potential in front of the Chiefs in the playoffs, I'm all in. The Commanders and Daniels are going to have a great day.
This is huge for the NFL, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you would have liked. What's that?
I said, you just skip coach like that? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. He's just telling us who he wants with his vibe.
He's picking Baltimore.
So yeah, I mean, if they were able to like flex this into like the Sunday night game instead of like Cincinnati and the Giants, I think they would have done that in a heartbeat. But CBS, and it's at 1 o'clock,
it's not even game,
not even in the late window. So a lot of intrigue there. You've got perhaps the younger version of Lamar going head to head. This, I think, is going to be a high scoring game. Maybe Justin Tucker, wins it by a field goal at the end. Actually, I got one of my best bets is Washington plus 6.5.
Take it.
So looking at the Houston Texans versus the Patriots, man, I think the cube is going to break the Texans, man. I feel like the Patriots will win this game by 2 scores. Would you believe with that, Nick? Will you go with that?
Well, they're going to bring Drake May out there, and we don't know. With these young quarterbacks, they've had a lot of success. I think the loss of Nico Collins is huge. The offense basically died, and allowed the Bills to come back. I'm going to go with the upset here too. I like the Patriots to pull off a 1-point upset.
Yeah, I think with the full week to prepare without Nico, it'll be a little bit different offensively.
Probably.
I think CJ Stroud gets it done here. I'm going to go with Houston.
All right, looking at the Eagles versus the Cleveland Browns, man, the Cleveland Browns are the shell of themselves right now. So I'm having the cube breaks the Browns that is already broken, and the cube will pick the Browns. I mean, not pick the Eagles. Will you guys believe with that?
I'm going with the Eagles as well. I think the Deshaun Watson situation, he's done. They're going to have to bench him at some point. The Browns are a mess. Cooper wants out. A lot of guys are frustrated. They made the wrong decisions. So Eagles are going to have a big comeback win. I mean, not comeback. I mean, they're going to show that they're the old Eagles this weekend.
As long as this Deshaun Watson is playing quarterback, I will never, ever, ever pick the Browns again. Philadelphia.
Lock.
All right,
lock of the season.
We're looking at the Broncos and Chargers here, and I'm looking at the cube to confuse me in this game because I don't know which one to go up against, but I would pick the Chargers to break the Broncos defense. The cube would pick them. So would you choose that, Nick? You go.
I really want to take the Broncos in this game, and I think at some point Bo Nix it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. This is the best defense he's gone up against this season, in my opinion. The Chargers are coming off a bye week loss to the Chiefs. This is a big game for Jim Harbaugh to kind of show, he can make some corrections. They had a lot of injuries. I have no idea what the injury situation with the Chargers is, but I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
It really pains me to even think about this game, but for some reason in my crazy calculations, one of my best bets of the week is Denver plus 3. I will plug my nose and lay my money down. I don't like this, but it's just the numbers screaming at me. I got to take Denver. I got to take Denver plus 3.
Gotcha.
All right, we got the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons, and I feel like I got a feeling that Atlanta will win. But the cube is telling me that you stick with Atlanta. Atlanta will win this game. Will win this game. So what you guys?
The Falcons had a great win, in overtime. A week and a half ago. They're playing good football. The division is theirs. I think they're better than the Bucks. I'm going with the Falcons in this game.
Yeah, we'll go with Kirk Cousins as well. Yep, ATL.
We got the Bengals and the Giants, and the Malik Neighbors is out again. He was out at concerts, party and everything else. But hey, he's gonna be out for this game. And the Bengals are, they look good on offense, but their defense look broken. So the cube saying pick the Bengals, but my heart is saying the Giants, so I go with the Giants here.
Man, as much as I want to go against I want the Giants to win. I just don't see it. I don't think they have the upset in them. I don't think they have the defense. I'm going with the Bengals.
Yeah, I was actually the Giants were going to be one of my best bets with Neighbors playing. Not sure I want to do that. So I'll take Cincinnati narrowly in this game.
All right, so
fair enough.
we got the Jaguars versus the Bears. And this game is in London, so I would have to pick the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are going to do good in London, so I would say yes, the Jaguars take this game. The Cube told me so. Would you believe that, Nick?
I think last week was a big win for the Jaguars. I think they played the next 2 weeks in London. One is a road team, the other is a home team next week. I'm going with the Jaguars. They play pretty well overseas.
Yeah, fool's gold for me in that Colts game. I mean, they scored a ton of points. Lawrence had a great game. Everything looks good. But again, I mean, they're playing against Joe Flacco, and Flacco, again, he came up big and, just narrowly missed winning that game. The Bears seem to be getting better every week. And I think Caleb Williams is a little bit sure of himself. This is one of my best bets. I'm going to take Chicago -2, 2.5, whatever that number is right now. But I'm going to go with the Bears here.
All right.
We got the Angry Birds versus the Green Bay Packers. Coach ain't on here to defend his team, so the Cube would defend his team for him. So the Cube said the Angry Birds will lose. They will break. So I got the Green Bay Packers taking this game. Do you agree with that, Nick?
I do too. I think the Packers, had a really tough win last week. I think they're back. I like the Packers.
Yeah, Arizona seems to be in most of their games. They didn't get blown out once, but I think Green Bay gets this done. I mean, the number's like 5.5, but just to win outright, I would say Green Bay.
Yeah.
All right, we got Tampa Bay versus the Saints. I'm going to just go very rapid here. I would say the Buccaneers will win this game. The Cube says so. You say, Nick?
Saints are going to win.
Yeah, I mean, the most intriguing
I like
thing
Spencer Ratliff a lot. He's going to have a great game.
Is watching Marshawn Lattimore go against Mike Evans.
Yeah.
They hate each other. It's going to be a fist fight.
Great.
I'll go with Tampa just because I like Baker over the rookie. So let's go with Tampa there.
All right, we got the Colts versus Tennessee. The Cube was said that I was picking the Colts all year, and I feel like they just broken. They a shell of themselves now, so they ain't got no defense. So I'll go with Tennessee here. The Cube picks Tennessee, so I'll go with Tennessee. Would you agree, Nick?
Nope, I'm going with the Colts. I think Tennessee doesn't have enough, and if I have any hope of Andre Hopkins coming to Kansas City, I need the Titans to lose.
I think Anthony Richardson is actually going to play this game, and I think that actually hurts the Colts. I'll go with Tennessee here.
All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Raiders. Man, I almost said Oakland Raiders, so I had to catch myself. So this is going to be a game of where pick is going to go. So I feel like the Raiders will win this game, and I don't want to pick the Raiders, but I feel like they'll win this game. And I think the Steelers, I don't know what they're going to do anymore. So I'll get the Raiders to win this game.
This is a big game for the Steelers. They haven't played well the last couple of weeks. The Raiders are a mess. They're switching quarterbacks to O'Connell. They got the Devontae Adams situation. He's not going to play. The Steelers defense is too good. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I'll take Pittsburgh as well. I think Justin Fields kind of sees the handwriting on the wall. If he doesn't get something done here, Russell Wilson might be, breathing down his throat and have the chance to unseat him as the starter. Wouldn't lay much money on this one, but I think I'll go with Pittsburgh.
All right, looking at the Lions versus the Cowboys. I think the Lions are going to take out the Cowboys. The Cowboys struggle, and I don't believe in Dak Prescott, so I got the Cube taking the Lions here. Do you agree, Nick?
Lions are going to win this game hands down, no question.
Yeah, this is one of my best bets as well. Detroit -3. Cowboys, again, you talk about fool's gold, winning that game in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just, I don't know what the deal was there. They just couldn't score any points. And Dallas had so many opportunities. They couldn't score any points. Finally, at the end, they couldn't recover a fumble to get it done. But, Detroit's really good. Coming off the bye, they run the ball really well. That offensive line is just there. And in Dallas, too many injuries. So Detroit, for sure.
Looking at the last game, you got the Buffalo Bills versus the Jets, who fired their coach earlier this week. And, will they come out and play better for their next coach? I would say no. I would say they are broken all the way around. So I say the Buffalo Bills win this game. The Cube said they are broken, and I agree with that. Do you agree, Nick?
Yeah, this is a must win. This is a big prove-it game for the Bills. I think they're the better team. Even though they haven't looked good the last couple of weeks, I'm still going to go Buffalo.
All right, so I'm flipping the last best bet from the Giants to the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets plus 2.5, plus 3, could be as many as 3. Buffalo's weapons, no Shakir. James Cook, I don't think he's playing. So they're a little decimated. They put it all on Josh, way too much, and I just don't think they're going to be able to get it done. He usually struggles at MetLife anyway, so I'll take the Jets here plus the points, get the bump from the new coach. Maybe it's kind of a wake-up call for everybody to get their butts out of their heads. Nathaniel Hackett's no longer calling plays, so if it's now or never for the Jets. Let's go.
That's the Cube picks up the day, and it's sponsored you by Resell Electronics, where you can go get all your electronic needs. Give them a call at 816-886-7285. So with that said, Resell Electronics. Hey, we got the what you got up for us, Lou? You got,
Are we going for the Nick Athan special fact or cap first, or do you want to hear my crack research that I was able to? My boys from Chief Who were going down to Tampa. They figured they were going to get some big waves. Storm wasn't nearly as bad as they thought, so they came back and they gave me a bunch of stuff on Nick. So we can either go through that or fact or cap.
Go. We could go through after fact or cap.
After fact or cap. Okay, here we go. This is the special Nick Athan roast fact or cap, and you'll see why as soon as I start reading you the statements. All right, gang, here we go. I'll read a statement here, and you guys decide, is it fact or cap? So here we go. Nick, and these are all attributed to him. At one time or another, he did, he affirmed these things. So here we go.
Oh, God.
So our friend Nick Athan actually invented the forward pass. Fact or cap?
I'll say cap.
Now, that happened back, I don't know, like in the 20s or maybe even before that. But Nick was probably around. So anyway. All right, so number 2, let's go. Nick actually played guitar and sang at Emily's parents' wedding. Fact or cap?
I'll say that had to be a fact. I'll say fact. Yes, he was there.
Dre, what do you say, Dre?
He don't have nothing to say.
Okay, very good.
I'll say it's a fact.
This one I really had to dig for, but Nick caused the stock market crash back in 1929.
That's true.
I'll say yes, he did. He caused the stock market to crash all the way. I'll say that is a fact.
Now, you guys familiar with the scout that statue that sits like at the top of Kansas City, overlooking the city? Right. It's like a horse and the scout on it. Mm-hmm. Nick is actually the guy that's sitting on the horse of that statue, overlooking Kansas City.
I'll say, yep. He's probably that old, so I'll say that's a fact. I'll say that's a fact. He's a walking zombie right here in the flesh on the statue. I'll say that's a fact.
An oldie but a goodie, but yeah, we all know Nick's best comments he saves for when he actually mutes his own mic. So there you have it.
I'll say that's true.
And the source that Nick always talks about that feeds him all this great information about the Chiefs actually is the guy that washes windshields down by Union Station.
I'll say that's a fact. I'll say yeah, because I think I seen him getting to.
And if you see the guy, throw him a few bucks. All right,
throw him a few bucks. He needs it. I don't pay him enough.
All right, so so there you have it. Fact or cap for this special edition of the Nick Athan roast.
Nice.
That was fact or cap, brought to you by who?
Eric Haynes and the Eric Haynes Group.
Yes, it was. Brought to you by Mr. Eric Haynes. All right, let's get right to it. How did you feel, Nick? So, are you ready to get up?
Let's do it. Just get this over with.
All right. So, I asked myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, is who is Nick Athan anyway? I mean, seriously, who is this guy? I mean, I've been asking that pretty much every damn day since we started this thing.
Put him in a hot seat first.
But some things kind of became crystallized when I looked at in a few sources. Actually, the latest edition of Webster's dictionary, if you look up the word disheveled, there's a picture of Nick right there.
Nice.
So disheveled, there you go, Nick Athan.
All right.
An unmade bed looks at Nick and says, dude, come on, straighten up. Now you'd see he did a great job tonight. He shaved, combed his hair. He's wearing a real shirt. This is awesome. But truly, Nick hasn't worn real pants since the 90s. So he's got that going for him. He does fancy himself like a performer. He sings, he writes songs, whatever. Now, he's not going to eat the cherry pie like Warrant, nor be hot for teacher like Van Halen, but he will take you sailing with Christopher Cross and be your handyman like James Taylor.
I love that. I was listening to Christopher Cross this morning, actually, in my walk.
He openly admits to that. I believe Nick also was the inventor of yacht rock. There wasn't a category for that before Nick got a hold of it. And
yacht rock
there you
rules.
go. The
Inventor
of yacht rock.
Rules.
Another great skill Nick has is name dropping. He hasn't found a name that he doesn't feel like comfortable just dropping in on you. Hank Stram was his godfather. Bobby Bell gave piggyback rides at his little kids at his own birthday party, and I think Nick was one of the guys on his shoulders. And I don't know, there's rumor, but I think Derek Thomas was his best man at some point. So Nick, he's something there.
Bachelor party, yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So here we go.
Derek.
Last one. At some point, I don't know when it happened, but Nick ran into a genie who granted him 3 wishes. Okay. The first wish was KC gets the best quarterback ever. Hey, he wins. Second wish, a woman half his age would become enchanted with him just inexplicably. You've seen the pictures of Emily. So again, and then the third wish was to get the 3 best damn YouTube castmates on the planet. So 3 for 3. Nick, you got it, man. At the end of the day, who is Nick Athan? Nick is just a guy in the bar talking Chiefs to himself.
There we go.
But hey, with that said, man, let's hear from our bar mate, Coach Drake.
Nick, what the hell? This is about you today, Nick. It's about you. Yes, you about to get flame broiled, Nick. You my guy, Nick. But today is the day. We got to flame you up. We got to flame roast that ass, Nick. Enjoy yourself.
I hope that was a pin in his ear.
So enjoy yourself, Nick. Sit back, and what we like to call is, hey, now, Nick, what the hell? What the hell is this? We're going to sit here and
God.
What is this
Santa picture?
You sitting on Santa Claus that with the jeans on, the hair on, look like Nick. What the heck? Explain yourself here.
It has not grown up since he cried in his parents' arms for not taking him to the Super Bowl when he was 4 or 5.
I've been praying to Santa. Who got you the Patrick Mahomes, huh? That was a gift, right? Who got me Emily? That was a gift. I found you guys. That's a gift.
There you go.
How long you been sitting on Santa's lap, man? Hey, so you just go around just sitting on grown men's lap? I just want to know. Just tell me. Let me know.
You want the true story about that?
What is Santa holding? What is that?
Santa's holding the naughty list, and he was trying to find my name, and he found it. And so I said, well, I'm still going to get something for Christmas. It may not be what I wanted. That was actually for a photo shoot that we did with the magazine I used to work for. And I said, hey, can I take a picture with Santa? because I don't have any pictures of me and Santa when I was little. Azale's got a whole bunch of them, but I don't. So I figured, what the heck? So he told me I was on the naughty list, and I said, well, see what happens.
Well, you on the naughty list today, sir.
That's all right.
So let's hear from one of your friends today. Listen to a nice message over from us.
Hey, everybody. Mark Finocchio here from ChiefsBlitz.com, writer and contributor. I want to talk about Nick Athan today. Even though I've known this man for 15 years, going back to the Warpaint Illustrated days, I can honestly say there's not a bad thing I can say about this guy. However, his choice in food sometimes, but so are mine. Anyway, Nick is a good guy. He's knowledgeable, he's smart, and he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. We have had active discussions for years over how this team performs and how this team reacts to adverse scenarios, and every time we're either on point or we're off. It is what it is. Anyway, everybody have a great time. Enjoy yourselves. And Nick, great to know you.
That's great.
Come on, Mark.
He looks like Santa Claus.
What?
Check out that beard. That beard rocks.
Did you not send him Did you not send him the instructions?
I sent everybody the instructions.
Lou, hold on. I know who that hell that was. That was Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Yeah.
That was Santa Claus. That's who it was. He's gonna sit here and act like we don't know who that was. That's who it was. You had to sit on his lap. Hey, you know he had to sit and bring in the message here, sir. Don't you come in that nonsense. What you got to say, Lou?
Come on, Mark. That's my paisan. That's the best you can do, dude. Let's go. What are we doing?
What can I say? There's not a whole lot of bad stuff.
All right. Let's bring up the next guy. Let's see if they got the memo. If they got they got the assignment right.
Yeah, well, there's one guy that's got the assignment right, and that's Coach Dre, man. So hey, we said
he's got more.
We got more. So Nick, what the heck? Explain this picture. We want to know what was going on in this picture.
I was the spokesman for Heineken beer when I used to drink.
Now he's the spokesman for Heineken beer. He looked like he's in the basement somewhere. We don't know. Could it be a party or all white?
Guys, I'm 8 years sober in January.
I do see a poll in the background. So
yeah, there was a poll in the background. I'm pretty confident about that. No, I was my drinking days. I am proudly 8 years sober. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll be 9 years sober in January. So there you go.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Nick. Hey, Nick. Hey, I know I try to play it very comfortable here, and I really do. I really do love you, guy. But hey, what the Nick? What is this picture? What was you thinking here? What are you looking at?
Man, that was one of my first dates with Emily. We were at the comedy club in Overland Park. And I don't remember who the comedian was. Didn't leave much of an impression. I was only caring about I had this beautiful blonde in my arm, so it was all good. But yeah, I'm thinking, man, I did good,
well.
man.
The genie did well.
The genie did great, man.
So who took this picture? Is this from said enchanted woman?
No, this is my good friend Chris Loggins, who's a good friend of ours. He took that picture.
Okay, Nick. I know I'm
digging out the pictures, man.
For your sake, I hope the spell never wears off.
He kind of nervous now. He's kind of nervous. He's like, what else?
What other pictures did you find? I thought I got rid of all those.
what our hits got over there. But I got one more guy from Channel 9 News. If you guys know for him, he got something to say about Nick. But I think he got the wrong message. Let's hear what he got to say.
This is so hot.
Hey, Nick, it's Chris Getz from KMBC 9 News. Listen to this. I was thinking back to your start back then of the Kansas City Chiefs was, just off the chart great. And look now, here you are, Nick Wright, Fox Sports, on a national stage, making us all so very proud here in Kansas City. What? It's not Nick Wright from Fox Sports. I thought that's who we were doing this for. Nick Wright from Fox. It's not him.
Well, it almost worked.
Well, who are we doing this for? Nick Athan. In all seriousness, continued success.
Is Nick Wright? He thought you was Nick Wright. He said, "Hey, is it Nick Wright or is it Nick Athan?" Like, what you got to say about that?
No. I lost my sound, guys. So can you hear me okay still?
Yeah, I think his little video broke our screen.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, I guess that actually, if he would have carried it out a little bit farther, I think it would have been a very good bit. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Chris, man. Hey, we gotta have some more. You know, we got to. Hey, it's called a roast for a reason. Hey, it's a roast for a reason. Nick, what the heck? Explain this picture. Like, what? You look like you was out somewhere, you know, about to dig in a trash super shoot or something. I don't know what was going on here. Nick, can you explain this picture, please? Let us know.
That is me back in the Warpaint Illustrated days, along with my good friend Mike Nugent there. A friend of mine, Jackie, took this picture. I was at the Chiefs indoor practice facility. That's when I had real hair and a dark beard. So, yeah, that's a long time ago. That's 20 years ago.
Hey, Nick, like, what else he got over there? What else? He looked very nervous. What else it's got over there? So, Lou, what this picture look? What did it look like to you? What you get from this picture here? What do you get?
Like a Greek hitman or something. You know, I mean, that's that's like tough guy Nick.
Tough guy Nick. Hey, Nick, we love you. We love you, man. Hey, we love everything you do for us here, man. Hey, I know that everybody's hard to roast you. Dre's the roast king. He was hard to roast you. Mango, he had something to say, but hey, we want to. Hey, is this you? I just want to know. This you when you was younger, or did I pull up the wrong picture?
Nope. I was at my aunt's wedding. I was 7 years old. One of my favorite pictures, to be honest with you, as a child. Look at that. Look how serious I am.
This is in 1894.
Yes, this was maybe 1904.
Somehow they had color. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's when I had blonde hair.
Yeah, Nick, I know you looking like god dang Hance. He done dug up all the freaking dirt. Hey, I know you look kind of nervous, like what else he has over there? What do he else have over there? I don't have much, but hey, we want to thank
you. Taking these pictures? Was that you're a little bit older than we think too?
If I'm not mistaken.
Hey, one picture.
That's cold, man. This is a Jesus funeral. Give me a break.
So when I looked at one of these pictures, speaking of Jesus, I thought Nick actually walked with Jesus, because I say, is this Moses or this is Nick?
Whoa, wait a second.
Is this Moses or is this Nick? I don't know. I'm getting baptized, or I'm about to get some crackers and wine or whatever I'm getting with Jesus. Nick, can you explain this picture here?
Look at all that hair.
You're burying the lead. Look at all the hair on the baby. Oh my God!
Hey,
is that a hat?
That's my son, Cole. He came out with a full head of hair.
My God,
it was incredible.
Wow.
Yes.
I know, Nick. I know. All right, but we want to thank Nick, for real. Like everybody, a lot of people. We try to get videos and everything. Everybody has everything nice to say. Everybody has something nice to say. And and speaking, hey, we do love you here. He's very smiley. Nick is a loving person. I know we try to roast, but it's harder to roast somebody. It's hard to find something on. So I try my best. I try to pull teeth from everybody I know. Nobody wasn't give me anything. So hey, I was like, well, it is what it is at this point. So we're gonna thank you for joining this roast. Do you have anything you want to say? Anybody in the comments, get in the comments to see what they got to say, Dick.
All right, Gary says, reminds me of the story. A woman walks into a hardware store. Why do they call it that? Not everything in it's hard, and you don't have to wear any of it. Kaboom. All right. Kareem, the guys at the original Olympics thought Nick was dressed weird that day. Love it. Let's see.
Toga?
Demetrio, not Nick Wright. That's funny. Hey, congrats to John Harrison, 10 years sober on February 21st. Congrats, buddy. Very important. Coach Dre chimed in, said congratulations. Anonymous Mango, thanks for the support. Gary, man, we just love you, man. Subscribing and hitting. Please subscribe. If you want to contribute a little few bucks every month, we'd appreciate it. I think Kenny was in here at the beginning of the show. He couldn't stay. Ken St. Clair. And Vincent was in saying the Royals are going to repeat in 25. 85-15, 2025. It works for me. So Demetrio was in as well with his predictions. Wishes us all a great weekend. So guys, I appreciate the relative calmness of the roast. I asked a bunch of people.
We kid because we care, Nick.
I know. I did ask a lot of people and gave them the information, bugged them again, but hey, they're busy. They're busy people. What can I say?
Yeah. Hey, a lot of people, when I dug around, I got some pictures and everything. I poured a little tea, but everybody had something nice to say. So I was like, well, all the people do as much as I can get. You know what I mean? I can't do that much, but I try to keep it clean. But if I wanted to go dirty, I could have, but I didn't. I gotta stay back off the
No, we did start it. We did have a later show just in case. So
I think Hence he's got some red fox in him. That might get a little blue in terms of the show. So maybe on the after hours that'll get a little looser.
So with that said, man, hey, let's go and give a shout out for our sponsors before we close out this roast.
All right, let's first up talk about Mr. Hurricanes. With the Hurricanes Group, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, give Hurricanes a call today at 816-729-3785. You can email them at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
And if you're looking for health insurance, open enrollment begins November 1st. It goes on until December 15th. If you want someone to help you decipher what is the best health insurance option for you and your family, whether it's a private plan through United Healthcare or it's an ACA plan, let Emily walk you through the process, analyze your situation, and see what the best fit is financially and also with great coverage. Call her today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Nicky loves Emily.
Yeah, next up, roll tape.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
If you have any electronic needs, it's your one-stop shop. Resell Electronics got two great locations in Independence, whether it's a cell phone, tablet, laptop, game console, TV, anything electronic. If you want to trade it in, if you want to sell it, there's nobody better than Resell Electronics. Give them a call today at 816-886-7285 or check them out at 1214A South Nolan Road.
Resell.
Love it.
So with that said, man, hey, we want to thank everybody for joining in. We want to thank everybody for coming in and giving Nick love and everything else, because I had him on the stick. I was going to flame bore him until I seen everybody else's stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm going to back off. So with that said, man, we want to thank everybody for joining in. We will be back Monday. Yes, Monday. We're preparing you guys for, Chiefs football. They had a bye week, so we only have a game this coming Sunday, and we'll prepare you this Monday at 1:30. Anybody else saying something new in the chats? Because I can't see it. I'm looking at it.
No, we're all good, man.
Sure. Hey, it's going to be Niners week. I think if that is a thing, I think it kind of is kind of a rivalry now since we've played twice in Super Bowls. And if it happens a third time, that'll be the first time ever. Actually it'd be the second time. I think Pittsburgh and Dallas have played 3 times. Sorry. But anyway, enjoy the bye week. Let's go.
So with that said, we are out, guys.